and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my review for Castlevania Lords of Shadow. So dear viewer, if you don't mind, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video. So, Castlevania Lords of Shadow originally released in 2010. A year I remember fondly as the year I played such fantastic video games as Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, Deadly Premonition, Vanquish, and Heavy Rain. Now I know exactly what you're thinking, dear viewer. What the hell is Castlevania Lords of Shadow? And I'm so glad that you asked. This is an action-adventure game developed by those talented bastards at Mercury Stream. And this acts as a kind of, sort of reboot of the Castlevania series of video games. A series that dates all the way back to the 1980s. When I discovered to my horror that my mother owned a dildo in the shape of Count Dracula. But we're not here to discuss that. We're here to discuss Lords of Shadow and, more importantly, my opinion of this video game. So for all you commoners out there who haven't played this game, let me summarize the story for you in the only way I know how. Badly. So basically, in a nutshell, we play as Gabriel Belmont, who is out to take down the Lords of Shadow so he can resurrect his wife or some such nonsense. Now, this being a Castlevania game, Gabriel's going to run into more than just the Lords of Shadow. He's going to encounter vampires and werewolves and degenerates from TV licensing. Maybe not that last one. Point is, he's going to encounter a lot of supernatural beings, and it'll be up to you to kick these supernatural beings where it hurts. And that's what you're going to spend a lot of your time doing in this game, fighting enemies in a kind of hack and slash way, or fighting bosses in a kind of hack and slash way. If you want to know what the combat in this game is like, just imagine something like God of War, and you'll pretty much have the right idea. There's also big, massive boss fights which are like something out of Shadow of the Colossus. Controversial statement number 1 in this review: I don't like Shadow of the Colossus. But the big boss fights are kind of like something from that terrible video game. There's also some platforming, which is mostly terrible. A lot of puzzles to solve. A hell of a lot of puzzles to solve in this game. In fact, I think this game could have done with, I don't know, maybe 50 or 60 less puzzles. There really is a lot of bloody puzzles in this game. But luckily, you can unlock the solution to these puzzles fairly easy, so I suggest you do that, dear viewer. Don't waste your time faffing around with puzzles. No, you've got supernatural beings to kick where it hurts. So this game is really an amalgamation of God of War meets Shadow of the Colossus meets Count Dracula Gets Frisky Down Under. What? You've never seen that movie, Bertrum? Oh, it's splendid. It's an absolute splendid pornographic parody. Go and look it up on Amazon. I'm sure it's on Prime. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, Lords of Shadow. So what do I think of it? Well, you know, this isn't the worst Castlevania game ever made. It's not even the best Castlevania game ever made. And no, before any of you come at me and say that Symphony of the Night is the best Castlevania game ever made. Controversial statement number 2 in this review. I don't like Symphony of the Night very much, so there. But this is a very competent action-adventure game that plays kind of like God of War. And it does have a rather remarkable ending. In fact, I can safely say my ending is my favorite part of the whole game. In terms of the cutscenes, I mean. The story isn't half bad. It has a fairly well-known cast. Patrick Stewart's in this game. Robert Carlyle's in this game. Jason Isaacs is in this game. Do you know who isn't in this game? Me. And I should be in this game, but sadly I'm not, so not much we can do about that now. Therefore, I declare that Castlevania Lords of Shadow is pretty damn good. Now, if you excuse me, I'm off to play the sequel. So, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my totally not improvised review for Castlevania Lords of Shadow. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.